So before we jump into this video and I do a proper introduction and introduce myself and what we are doing in this video, I actually want to talk about this full screen pop-up that just popped up in my game. If you missed it in the last 6 months, they have upgraded the home screen to where they're trying to make it look less cluttered, and they can kind of change the artwork depending on what the new pack is. And in return for it being less cluttered like everyone asked for, we've been getting these full screen pop-ups. And a lot of times they'll show like sales or events that are going on. Pretty much anything that the Sims team doesn't want you to miss out on. And this one kind of interests me. Because if you look here, the first thing I noticed was it was a bunch of different artwork from a bunch of different packs. And a bunch of different kind of packs. And this one is interesting. It says, win all the Sims packs. Join our mailing list for a chance to win all of the Sims 4 packs. Guys, they're not talking about just like game packs or stuff. They mean all of them. So that's 18 expansion packs, 12 game packs. Which honestly, I'm kind of surprised we only have 12 game packs with how many game packs we used to get. I know we haven't gotten many in the last few years, but it just kind of makes you think the fact that the game packs are the least of what we have. That's kind of sad because honestly, I think game packs are the best packs, but that's just my opinion. Maybe that's just because I'm a cult player. And it also comes with 20 stuff packs and 45 kits. I knew we had a lot of kits, but 45 kits. They only started coming out with kits like 3 years ago? Maybe 4 years ago at most, and we already have 45. That's insane. I mean, I knew we had a lot of content for The Sims because I knew it was expensive, but geez. I mean, granted, The Sims has been out over a decade now, so I would expect a lot of like expansion packs and game packs, and I honestly would expect a little bit more stuff packs if they hadn't stopped making them for like 4 years. But 45 kits? That's a lot, because if you add all that up, so going with US money currency, 18 expansion packs. Each expansion pack is, we'll say $40 because they used to be 45 and then they went to 40 and now they're 40 plus tax. So we'll just say 40 to even them out because the lowest that you would get them without being on sale would be 40. And I'm saying all of these prices without them being on sale. Game packs are 20. So there's 12 game packs, so $28 each. 20 stuff packs are $10 each. And 45 kits that are $5 each. And that is a total, if you do not get any of them on sale, $3,185, and they are still making more. And that's just insane. That's insane. So they're pretty much pushing their mailing list by, I'm assuming, giving one person all this content, because they're not going to give more than one person $3,185 worth of content. I just don't see that happening. But they have really been pushing their mailing list recently. I don't know if it's a new mailing list. I was not signed up for it before now. Well, before now, yes. I saw an advertisement for it like a week ago. Not the prize drop, but like the chance to win all these packs. But just the fact that there was one and they were promoting it. And I'm a Sims fanatic. So, of course, I signed up for it. I haven't really seen any of the emails yet, but I haven't checked my email in a couple of days. I feel like most people try to avoid mailing lists. Like, I know the only mailing list besides The Sims that I have willingly signed up for and actually keep the email from is Hollow Taco. And that's just because that's another content creator and brand that I've always been obsessed with. So I feel like me as a Sims player, I do want the emails just because I'm a nerd like that. But I feel like most people want it. So I feel like they're really trying to push it more than they really should be. And that's why they're doing this competition. But I just wanted to point that out because I can't believe that's a lot. I thought it was like 2,000 something. No, It's $2,960 before the kits. And then the kids add another like $200 to $300. That is freaking insane. And to be fair, like I said, it has been a time of over a decade that all of this has come out. And I have slowly bought it over time. So it doesn't feel like that much. But if you're like new to the community, you haven't been playing since the very beginning, oh my god, that would be so much money to try to spend. I mean, and of course, if I was not making review content on them, I probably wouldn't get all the packs, because I have all the packs but 2. And that's Star Wars, which I will probably never get. Sorry. Like, I don't hate Star Wars. I think it's neat. I just hate that expansion pack. And I don't have Machino stuff pack, which I still actually want to get and do like a late review, like a years later first impressions. I just haven't had the time or the funds to do it. So pretty much once I get the $10 pack I'm missing, I will have spent $3,140 on Sims DLC, because I always get it when it comes out. Which, granted, I wouldn't be doing if I wasn't making reviews for it. And I probably wouldn't have gotten, like, half the kits. I don't know. There's just certain kits that like, I don't hate. There's certain things I like in them, but I don't like most of the content in them. And I think that's kind of the beauty of kits, is you get to kind of choose from a very selective list, so you can be very selective about what you get. But for someone that wants all of the packs, or does reviews on the packs, that's a lot of money, and that's a lot of items to choose from. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like that's something that's been on my mind for a while, and this pop-up just brought it to light in my head. So I just wanted to ramble on a minute. So thanks for listening to my ramble. But if you are a person that doesn't have any of the packs yet, this might be a really good chance for you. And I actually don't know how many people are going to sign up for this, because like I said, 1, people hate mailing lists normally, and 2, I feel like most of us by now have at least 1 expansion pack, so we wouldn't be getting the full value if we signed up for the mailing list. If you have just base game, this is a great opportunity, but most of us have 1 or more DLCs at this point, most of us more. So I don't know if this is something you guys are interested in. I had already signed up for the mailing list just because I'm a nerd, but there is an opportunity to win every single expansion pack. So if you're interested, go ahead and go check it out. Alright, so now we can actually start this video. So hey guys, I'm ChezPride, and surprise, surprise, I want to play around with fairies once again in Create a Sim, because I am actually becoming obsessed with making fairies, and there will be a lot of different fairies I plan on making in the future. But for today, I wanted to turn my fake fairies into real ones, with, of course, The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. So basically, if you missed it, while I was waiting to be able to afford to buy The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, I decided to create my last round of quote-unquote fake fairies, and show you guys how we used to pretend to make fairies in The Sims 4 before this new pack. So, I thought it would only be appropriate to take those fake fairies I made in The Sims 4 and turn them into actual fairies in The Sims 4. Basically, I went through and created a blue-themed fairy, a green plant-themed fairy, and an evil red-themed fairy, using different occults that we already had in the game, and the fairy costume from Spooky Day. And we are going to take away those fake wings and give them real ones, and give them all 3 makeovers with the new pack. So let me introduce you to the fake fairy versions of these Sims, if you missed that video, before we make them into actual fairies. So my first quote-unquote fake fairy that I made was the green fairy, and this fairy actually is just a regular Sim, because before the Enchanted by Nature pack came out, we got a big update that allowed us to have access to most of the occult eyes as well as pointy ears. So we were able to more easily create a fake fairy with just a regular Sim, But obviously her color is green. She's kind of into plants. She was slightly inspired by Tinkerbell, but kind of in like a more planty, naturey way. But she wants to be a free botanist. She loves the outdoors. She's good, and she's a vegetarian. So those are the traits that she came with before I got the pack. And then we have her evil sister, who is actually a vampire, but obviously she is like kind of red and fire themed, but kind of like in a goth way. But this is her. I gave her a lot of skin details. I mean, obviously I gave her red skin, but she has a lot of skin details to kind of make her like look almost burnt, because I was trying to really go with like that goth fire theme. But she is technically a vampire, so we'll be changing her into a fairy. And currently she has the Seeker of Secrets aspiration. She is evil, she is a loner, and she is romantic. So that's kind of her vibe. And then we have their last sister, Cecilia, and she is a blue themed fairy, and she is kind of the fairy that I tried to have be very well rounded. So technically she's a spellcaster, and honestly she kind of gives Emily from ChezPride's vibe, so maybe she should have been named Emila, not the Green Fairy. But we kind of randomized all the names, and I just ended up going with all names that ended in A. So this is Cecilia, and like I said, she is technically a spellcaster right now, and she wants to have the spellcaster and sorcery aspiration. She is creative, she is a dance machine, and she is overachiever. So that is kind of the three fairies we have to remodel here. I think I'm going to go through starting with changing their traits. So I want all three of these fairies to have at least one of the new traits. So I think the most obvious one would be the green one, to add plant lover. So we can take away her vegetarian trait and turn her into a plant lover as soon as I can find it. There it is. Plant lover. And then Athena, I'm not even mad about her being the Secret of Secrets. Maybe we can just, instead of loner, we could have disruptive. So she can be evil, disruptive, and romantic. That sounds like a fun sim to play with. And then, of course, Cecilia, she needs to get the mystical trait. So maybe we can take away her dance machine, and she can be mystical. So she can be creative, an overachiever, and mystical. And honestly, we need to take her sorcery aspiration away and give her the fairy one, because she's trying to be a fairy, not a spellcaster. So at least one of them has the fairy aspiration. So, there is that. But I do want to go in order of when I made them. So we're going to start out with Emila. So I feel like the very first obvious step is to start from the very beginning and turn her into an actual fairy with actual fairy wings, because I am so curious to what the actual wings will look like layered on top of these fake wings. I don't feel like a ton of people are going to use the fake fairy costume and layer real wings on top of them and get like the double wing look. But I'm just very curious to if it's possible, because this outfit has been in The Sims for so long that I would honestly kind of be sad if it didn't work well with it. Like if it clips, I'm going to be a little sad, but let's figure it out. So obviously when we spawn her into a fairy, she's going to get a random pair of wings. We'll probably change them, but to change her into a fairy, we are going to go to pick an occult, and we are going to press fairy. She has the little spinny thing, and now she is a fairy with a fairy form. So let's see what the wings look like. So here we are. Okay, definitely not wings we're gonna keep. They are pretty though. I do like them, and I do like how they layer with these. Even when, well, they do they clip? They don't clip too bad when they fly. Like, it's just like this very corner. If it's a longer wing, I think it would clip more. The placement is actually quite nice, because these real wings are more centered and higher up. and the fake wings are further out and lower down, so it actually does layer quite nicely. I'm actually not mad about it. Let's actually go ahead and pick out our wings while we're on this, just to get a feel for what we might have if we were to layer them. We could give her these. We are going for like a naturey type of vibe, but let's see what our other options are. These are cute. I can't always choose the swatches custom, so I shouldn't be judging off the swatches. I do want to automatically go with this because this just seems like the right vibe, but I've already used these wings on another fairy, and I'm trying to branch out. I do think she would have big wings. Ooh, maybe those look better from the pack. I mean, we could just go with like the classic butterfly wings. So maybe we can go with this, but we could change like the blue to like a more green color. Like, I wouldn't even hate like the idea of a medium green. And then we can change the orange to a medium green, or maybe a darker green. Or should we do like a yellow? I kind of like the yellow. The teal is kind of throwing me off though, but I'm gonna leave it for now because I think it's pretty. I just don't know how well it's gonna go with the rest of her look, but we're gonna leave it for now. I'm going to take off the actual costume. I don't think these wings look as good layered with the fake wings as the other ones did, but I do like the fact they can layer. But let's go ahead and take off the fake fairy outfit. We'll take off the fake shoes. I'm actually going to leave the accessories. I think it might go nicely with the outfit I'm planning. But let's do up here first. So what I'm going to base everything off of is actually one of the new hairs in the pack, because I saw this hair and was like, this is perfect for this sim, and that is this hair. Oh, that actually adds a little bit of the teal. Okay, so it's still like an updo bun, but it's more fancy, and it has like iridescent stripes in it. And I can't change the color, and the color is teal. So I guess keeping the teal in the wing actually worked to her advantage. But I think this hair looks really pretty on her. It's from the pack, so I think it works really well. Now I'm questioning if I want to change the skin color, because I don't think I'm actually going to change it on the red fairy. I don't know about the blue fairy yet, but I'm thinking we have like this light green. I think the light green out of all the greens is mostly the vibe, because I don't think light blue is going to be the vibe. Even though we're going with a teal accent, I think the light green is the best. I could just go for a more tan skin tone, but what fun is that? Let's make a full-on green fairy. I actually don't hate the eyes. I did debate on changing them to fairy eyes. I mean, we have those, but I think the mermaid eye is actually cuter on her. The only other ones I would consider are these, but I think I'm going to save that for another sim. I'm just going to use the mermaid eyes on her. We may change the makeup though, because the new pack did come with a new face makeup as well. We do have the sky galaxy looking vibe, but I'm thinking like maybe the nature looking one is more her vibe, and this is like the exact right color. Hold on, I don't hate that. I do hate the blush. I gotta change the blush. This is not gonna work with this skin tone. Do we have a blush that's gonna work with this skin tone? I don't know. We could do the stripe. That doesn't look good. I guess that works. That kind of highlights it. Speaking of, well, I can't do the highlighter because I'm doing the face paint. I think she has the shiny skin detail on though. But I like that face paint, but I do kind of want to give her the new eyeshadow that comes with the pack because it's very naturey themed. I mean, I think the obvious swatch would be this one. We could try doing like an accent swatch, but I don't think dark is the way to go. So like the yellow and the pink is cute. The blue is just a little too dark. The brown is a little too dark. That's a little too bright. I think the matching one is what we're gonna have to go with. I don't think anything else is gonna work. And as far as lipstick goes, I'm actually thinking her lipstick that she's wearing now is probably the best, but I'm gonna look at green lipsticks just see. No. I mean, the Life and Death one isn't bad. I guess we could go with the Life and Death one. I am trying to upgrade her makeup, so we'll try it. And I want to give her, like, really big lashes. Like, the big Love Struck lashes. I think that'd be really cute. I'm all of a sudden not feeling these eyebrows. I feel like they need to be more defined, but smaller. And maybe we should add some kind of eyeliner because we don't currently have any on. We could do like a green, maybe even, I kind of like the blue eyeliner on her. Okay, we'll go with that for now. We also have a new earring, and I'm going to adjust her actual ears in a minute, but I do want to put on the earring from Enchanted by Nature, like this dark green nature one, even the one with like the brown stems almost. There's just blue. So we give her the dark green because that kind of matches her necklace. So I'm kind of about that. And then we have to do her actual ears. So currently we have just the base game ears. I think we should give her one of these ears. I'm kind of digging these. These are really cute. We want to do these. Maybe bring them in just slightly. I feel like they'd be slightly smaller. So we'll go with that. And then I think with her vibe, the most obvious outfit from the pack would be the leaf dress. Yeah, it's the top and the bottom I'm thinking about. Okay, so we have this with the matching skirt. So let's go here. There we go. Yeah, this gives kind of the same vibe as her old dress, but definitely more like nature. Definitely more nature. And honestly, I kind of want to give her tattoos. I feel like she would have the glowing tattoos. I just feel like she would. So let's give her some glowing tattoos. Should we give them in teal? Since we're trying to do like a teal accent. Like the teal glowy ones are kind of cool. I really like the green glowy ones. Well, we have green and teal. Yeah, let's go with green and teal actually. So we can do both the arms in green and teal. I think that may be all we do. Maybe just the arms. Or should we do the legs too? Maybe we should do the legs too. I'm kind of feeling the legs. Okay, let's do a leg tattoo. So let's do the leg tattoos. There we go. I know I've been giving these to like almost all my fairy sims, but they're so pretty. Like I'm actually obsessed with them. All right, but let's go ahead. I feel like she needs some boots. I mean, we could bring back the boots from the Halloween stuff pack. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe she can wear like a short shoe, and that's base game, so that's not horrible. All right. I don't hate this sim. I actually really like this sim. And honestly, no offense, but I'm just gonna give her the same outfit on all of her outfits. Just because I feel like that would just honestly be simplest. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy over everything onto all of her outfits so she can have this, because unfortunately you have to go through and do it individually. We need to do her accessories on every outfit. And I think with that, we are good to go. So that is our first fairy done. Now we should be able to switch her over and everything be the same. Yes. Okay. One fairy down, 2 more to go. So the next one we have to do is an evil fairy. And technically right now she's a vampire. So I don't know what's going to happen when I turn her into a non-vampire. I don't know if her skin's going to change or not. But let's just see what happens. This is Athena. We are going to change her to a fairy. Okay, her skin didn't change. Good, because I actually really like her skin. I don't want it to change. But let's see what wings she got automatically. Yeah, that's not the vibe. Sorry, that's not the vibe. But let's go ahead and take off the dress so we can really get a good look at it. But I'll leave on the wrist accessories because honestly, those were kind of everything on her. Like, I love those accessories with that choker, with that makeup. I think it's so good. But let's start out with wings. So I feel like she needs to have like ripped big wings that are kind of like dark themed. Like these almost are perfect. I would switch out the blue for like a dark like blackish red. We have these. These are definitely an option. We also have these. These look really torn, but they don't really have the swatches I'm obsessing over. I kind of like these. Hold up. What if we turned them into a red theme? So we can turn all the browns and greens into reds. Add a little bit of purplish in there. Or should we add a little bit of goldish in there? Because she does have kind of like a gold accent. Maybe in a different part. I want the yellow to be very subtle. And everything I'm choosing is not... That's very subtle. So we'll have a little yellow there. Honestly, those wings are really nice. I really like those. Okay, I don't know if any of the new hairs are really going to work for her, though. I am going to try these. Yeah. Well, I kind of like it in the regular swatch. I mean, I already made a fairy with this hair, though. We could do this. That's kind of nice. Could also go for like a leafy vibe. But that's not, she had hair that was up. So I feel like we should do her at least somewhat decent, still have her hair somewhat up. Maybe if we shrunk her ears. Like, we could still give her big ears, but she could have, like, you know, actual ears that don't look quite as awkward. I'm kind of obsessed with the makeup, though. I don't really want to change, at least the eye makeup. We could change the lipstick. I'm not really feeling the lipstick as much as I was. So let's go to lips. Turn off the green filter. These kind of blend in with her skin, and I'm kind of obsessed with that. It kind of makes it look like a little bit more natural, but for her, obviously. And then the next thing I really thought we should change on her is her teeth. So with the vampire version, I gave her mermaid teeth, but I was thinking about these teeth the whole time. I feel like she has to have the new fairy evil teeth. So I'm probably not going to use them very often, and I think she would rock them. So we'll leave that. I'm kind of feeling all the accessories still. Like, I don't really want to change the accessories. We just kind of got to pick out an outfit. What happens when I turn on a red and black? What do we have? I mean, I do like this. We weren't originally going for a short dress or a long dress. We were going for short, but I kind of like them. We also have this, but that's more like pinkish vibes. So I think this dress may be what we go with, because it actually goes with her gloves really well. Let's see. I wonder, I guess since we have that glove, because is that glove technically a bracelet or a glove? I think it's a bracelet, which means we can't have the upper arm bracelet like I was hoping we could, unfortunately, because if I put this on, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it takes off the glove, and that's not worth it. I just thought that might go really well with the flowers on her dress, but maybe we leave her like this. We could give her like a tattoo, but not like the glowing tattoos I've been giving everyone. I just want to give her like an arm tattoo. I mean, this is part of the pack as well, but it's not a glowing tattoo. It kind of fits her vibes. Let's see how that looks. Oh, yeah, I like that. That's good. Probably all we have left is just to do her shoes. And honestly, should we just see what the pack has to offer? Because I don't exactly remember. I mean, there is the hoofs. We could do the hoofs. Why don't I want to do the hoofs? I shouldn't do the hoofs. Don't give her the hoofs, but it's so tempting. I kind of want to give her the hoofs, because she kind of gives, like, you know, evil demon vibes. Goat hoofs. Should we give her the horns? Ooh, I forgot about horns. Hold on, we should totally do that. Let's go into head decorations, and they even have them in red. Well, the red's not the best. Kind of like the black better, honestly. Yeah, I like the black horns. Hold on. That's what's up. With that, our fairy is done. So I wanted her to have the same outfit for every category, just like I did with the other fairy, but I was going to do it off camera to save just a little bit more time. I had to start recording again because I actually discovered another glitch in Create a Sim. We have discovered so many glitches together since this pack has come out, but basically it's with the headwear. So I first wanted to apply her horns to all of her outfits, and it literally says there's nothing in the headwear category currently being worn. So it looks like the horns aren't selected, but she's wearing them. But then even when I select them, it's still saying that. So I'm having to go through each category and add them individually, which is really annoying. Like, that's just super annoying. Like, I don't feel like that should be the case. But it is, and this pack has just come with so many glitches in Create a Sim. It's kind of sad. It's honestly kind of sad. But I guess I'm going through on camera now and adding everything to all her categories because I decided to show that glitch going down. But that is our second fairy done. Let's do our third fairy, our blue fairy, our fairy that somewhat reminds me of Blue Diamond. I mean, just a little bit, right? Like, just a little bit. But let's go ahead and turn her from a spellcaster to a fairy. I'm so curious what wings she'll get automatically. Let's take a look. Oh, she automatically got no wings, which is an option. You can be a wingless fairy, but that's not what we want. So let's go ahead and take off her outfit. I think we can take off the shoes. We can take off the tights. I don't think the tights are going to be the vibe. I do kind of like the silvery vibe on her. I don't know if I'm going to keep her hair silver or turn it blue, but I do like the silver accessories on her. It kind of gives that shiny fairy vibe I'm going for. And she also has the shiny skin on, if you couldn't tell. But let's go ahead and pick out some wings for her, because that is the part I am so excited about. So I honestly have no idea what I want to do for her wings. I'm kind of just looking for light blue and seeing what happens. I don't know. We gave all the other ones big wings. Should we stick with the big wing thing? Or should we try to give her tiny wings? We could give her cute tiny wings. I think I'm thinking maybe medium wings are the way to go. I don't know what her style is. I kind of like these. But what if we changed I think this is this the, yeah, let's change the actual core to silver, and then we can change this teal into more of a blue and this into more of a darker blue. Yeah, I feel like that's the vibe. So I feel like with us changing the base of her wings to silver, it only makes sense that we keep the silverish gray hair, because it's like what's coming out of her is silver and then everything else is blue. I don't know. It makes sense in my head. But I'm not feeling this hair anymore. But I don't have any idea what I want to give her. At first thought I want to give her this, but I don't think it really works for their face shape. And I've already used this. I don't feel like I should use this again so soon. Maybe we go with a hair that's not from the pack. Honestly, I don't hate that. Let's go with this for now. Kind of makes me want to make her ears bigger though, because she has down hair. The other Sims kind of had hair that didn't cover their ears. But this one, I feel like we need big ears because of her hair. Okay, that works. And then obviously her makeup has a lot of similar stuff to what the pack has. But it doesn't have exactly what the pack has. So we could give her the galaxy vibe. Not the clowns. Not the clown. I've already done the blue and purple in another Sim. But I wouldn't hate using it again. Just because this blue has too much teal in it. I feel like this blue is more her vibe. But then maybe we should do a darker lip. We could use this since we took it off the other Sim. I don't hate that. It does make me want to add a color on the cheek. I know I've overused this in the years, especially on blue Sims, but it just looks so good. I like that. So we can go with that. Maybe we can add a little head decoration on her. Do they have this and the gray and black is kind of fun. Maybe we go with that. Real quick, one of the things I know I want to change is her bracelet, and not her wrist bracelet, but her arm bracelet, because right now she has a spellcaster bracelet, but I want to change it to the fairy one, and this one comes in all white, comes in rainbow. I'm trying to figure out the best vibe. Maybe the blue. We are going with the black crown, and this has silver flowers. Maybe the black crown. We're going more dark than we were originally with her, but I'm not mad about it. Okay, let's look at outfits, because I feel like she would have some kind of cute outfit. Let's not go with red. Let's go with gray and blue and see what we get. I mean, there's this, but I don't feel like that's a vibe. As cute as it is, we have this. I've already used this on another Sim, but not in this color. I think I'm going to have to go with this one, though. I know I've already used it on another Sim and another swatch, but I feel like it's too perfect for her. And then we have to go with some fun shoes. Maybe we can give her the new sandals. Maybe, do we do them in white? I mean, that could add a little bit more of the white from her dress. Okay, I like that. I don't feel like she would have any tattoos. I feel like this outfit is fairy enough for her. So this, I believe, will be our final fairy. So let me just go through and put everything on all her outfits. So we go into bracelets and every day. Let's go. I think she already had all that other stuff on. Let's go ahead and go into the hats. And again, it's going to make me go through and actually add it in every category, which I think is stupid. Which one was it? It was the black. Yeah, we decided to go with the black one. If you do download her, you could customize her outfits, but she at least has an outfit in all her outfits. You know what I mean? And do that. I think with that, all we have left is the makeup. You know, for someone who never really wears makeup, let alone a full face of makeup or crazy makeup, I give my Sims a lot of makeup. They have like makeup in every category. All right. But with that, I think our fairies are done. So let's go ahead and do a quick recap. All right. So this is the before on our green fairy when she was just a regular sim in a fairy costume with pointy ears. And now that she is a real fairy, this is her normal form and her fairy form, which I think is beautiful. I'm obsessed with her. So that is our green fairy. And then we have our red evil fairy Athena before she was a real fairy. In this form, she is just a vampire in a fairy costume. And then we have her as an actual fairy. So this is her non-fairy form. And then, add her wings. And this is what she looks like. I, again, think she is the coolest one. I am obsessed with her. So this is Athena. And then we have Cecilia as a fake fairy. And she is kind of our magical, well-rounded blue fairy. In this form, she is just a spellcaster in a fairy costume. But then we gave her a fairy glow up, and this is her fairy glow up. This is what she looks like up close. And then, of course, in her fairy forms with her silver and blue wings. I think she is so pretty. I think they're all pretty. But I do think Athena is probably my favorite, especially in her fairy form. Like, I'm obsessed with those wings and these horns together with that hair and that makeup is everything. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been taking me a little bit to get fairy videos out considering that I bought the pack late, but I've been really enjoying them so far in Create a Sim, a little bit in gameplay, but I've mainly been doing Create a Sim so far. I think my next video I'm going to put out on the pack will probably be the build and buy first reaction / review that I want to do, and then we'll probably actually do a build or two with the pack. But there are going to be tons of fairies to come. I want to do a ton of Create a Sim videos as I have so many fairy ideas in my head. They gave us so many options, especially crossing them with different packs. There's just endless possibilities, and honestly, fairies were one of the first occults I wanted. I wanted vampires, witches, and then fairies. Those were the three main ones that I was concerned about, and now we have them all, and I'm super happy that we finally have fairies, and I'm probably going to be going over a little bit overboard. Just a little bit. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end this one here. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all that awesome stuff, because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. All right, bye!